Hello and welcome to another episode of Fauji Days. Today we have with us Lt Col Piyush Bahuguna, who was commissioned in June 1983 in Corps of Engineers and joined Bengal Sappers. While in service, he also had the opportunity to serve in more than one engineering regiment. After retirement, his complete focus is towards guiding students for their preparation for defense exams. Today, he leads Impact, which is arguably one of the most effective defense institute in the country. How are you, sir?
Good, Sam. Thank you so much. Nice to see you.
Starting with the first question, sir. Sir, how it all started? What motivated you to join the army?
A difficult question, or in fact, very simple question. I tell you, I was in 2001 when I asked my elder son to take admission in one of the institutes for IIT-JEE. So he took the IIT-JEE in +1, and after 1 year, I went to check up his scores. He'd failed in all subjects. I still remember this thing. It was FITG. So I asked them that how come you didn't even inform me? So he says, sir, आपका बच्चा आता ही नहीं था क्लास में. So I realized that there should be an institute where you can actually be very truthful to the students. This is the least any institute should do. So I opened the institute called Impact in Sector 37D at a cost of say about 1 lakh.
Sir, you were commissioned in June 1983, and you also told us that you were medically unfit in NDA. So, what was your mindset when you were out?
You see, Airforce Medical. Actually, I was,
Airforce medical.
yeah. Why this thing was, they used to take 7 X-rays of the back, and there certainly was a problem in the back. So I was medically thrown out,
Okay.
right? But fair enough. I didn't leave my passion to wear a uniform. I joined after my graduation.
So, what was your emotions when you were in your passing out parade? How was it? How was that feeling?
बेटे अगर मैं तेरे को सच बताऊंगा ना, I was one of the most indisciplined gentleman cadets of Indian Military Academy. And emotions, when you talk about emotions, the emotions were, my parents were there, my sister, in fact, my family. Difficult to describe. One word for this would be pure ecstasy.
How difficult was your first day in the academy, sir? Like when you went in, when you got through all the examinations, and it was your first day in the academy. How was that feeling?
Nothing in particular. It's just like any other college or school, yeah.
No.
Except the fact that we came to know what is academy like only after first 4 days in January.
Yeah.
We were asked to come in the swimming trunks at night at 11 o'clock by one of the seniors.
Yeah.
So they asked me that, okay, तुम्हें मसूरी दिखाई दे रहा? So I said, yes, sir. Masuuri is quite visible. So he said, it's visible. मेरे को तो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा यार. मेरे को तो वहाँ बादल दिखा रहे हैं. इसको भाई ज़्यादा दिखता है. So they poured a bucket of water on me. After 3.5, 4 hours, he came again. He says, can you see now? So I said, no, sir. I can't see. It is cloudy. So he says, you can't see? So that was the first introduction to the army. He again poured a bucket of water. That's my first experience, what Fauj wants of me. It was nothing to do with this thing. It was just, I think that was the first day when I realized that Fauj is different and wonderfully different.
So, any first combat experience, or how was that feeling when you went for operation or like that?
Before I answer your question, I'd like to tell you one thing. I was a casualty when it comes to choice of arms. My first choice was infantry, but I got engineers. First choice was Punjab Regiment, Sikh Regiment and Garhwal Regiment. I didn't get any, I got Corps of Engineers. No regrets. Wonderful that I got engineers. The only good reports that I have, good reports means ACR, and are in the counterinsurgency area.
Wonderful.
There's nothing good about me in peace. Fortunately or unfortunately, we got commissioned June 83. 84 June was Oblue Star.
Yeah.
So I though I was a second lieutenant, I was sent out with a company to unknown location. And then next day I was sent to, we knew that some operation had taken place. Next day, we were asked to repair the Gurdwara and Shri Muktsar Sahib.
Okay.
So,
Which is your
I,
birthplace?
which is my birthplace too, right? Not birthplace, my maximum time that I have stayed. I came to Muktsar in 1966
Okay.
in Tibisa. So my first combat experience was that of Blusra itself.
What was your mindset during that?
Nothing. It was just part of training, I suppose, and the ragda that you had in this thing. You know, every soldier worth his salt looks for combat. Though it is unfortunate that you're fighting against your own people.
Yes.
The only thing that I found difficult to comprehend was that you're fighting your own people. Because I remember when I went to Muksar and we were cleaning the Gurdwara, we cleaned entire Gurdwara with. We had Sikh troops also with them, and the Baradari portion of a Gurdwara. When those people saw that what had been made out of them, they actually cried. So this was something which is an unpleasant memory,
Yes, right.
but it is there.
So during your tenures, during all your tenures, which was the most wonderful one? Which with the best memories?
The one in Prakshak out here, and one in Northeast. Few days in Valley, and yes, I think best would be Northeast, Assam.
What was the reason for that?
I did only CI ops.
Okay.
In fact, the first militant who was caught was by me
Wonderful.
for 2 mountain trips. General Jolly Mukherjee was the GOC, and it was actually one of the best times of my life. I did what, and people don't know what inhospitable place Assam is. People hear about leeches,
Yeah.
but I saw mountains of leeches, and there is various types of leeches. Tiger leech, this size of a ball pin, and I did recce out there, which nobody previously had done. Then I went for surgical strike, maybe. Whether I should cover it or not, that was beautiful. I went with 21 SF. And then the attack on Majuli Islands, I led that attack. I led that attack means that I was the person who wrecked that complete area and made complete brigade land at the island safely. अब भौजन ने पूछते हैं यार तेरे को कुछ मिला क्यों नहीं यार मिलना तो मिलना ना मिलना is something like why wasn't I given some COAS or this or that. I don't think if I'm doing my job I should be given, but yes, at times I feel if people wanted or senior officers like me, nobody liked me other than GOC.
Yeah. So a pretty harsh question. Have you ever been closer to death?
Yes. DIG Atwal, Ratol encounter. I was the affiliated company commander. He was shot. So we had a Bihar regiment, and I think I was there. Then Gorkhas was there. To get that body out of that, you can say that veranda, nobody was prepared to go. Because the moment somebody went, he was fired upon. So I said that it doesn't matter. Let's let's get the searchlights and illuminate the area. We'll see. But then you yourself become a target. I was standing next to one of the searchlights. And volley of bullets just came, hit the searchlights. Maybe, and I was standing behind the searchlight. I don't know why then the bullet hit me, but yes, it hit somebody who was standing behind me. Standing behind me, just about a yard behind me. One of the soldiers of Bihar regiment. That was one. Second was when we went for this surgical strike. I won't like to amplify much on that, except one thing, that we were told that there are only about 74, 75 militants. But when we landed up at the location, it was more than 1,000. And out of 29, I think how many? 7 people were shot. We got there, nobody evacuated us. We had to come down, and we had to carry those 7, 8 dead bodies till the evacuation point. That is something which I remember with quite a lot of pain. We encountered so much of, we were on the verge of exhaustion. In fact, we were exhausted when we came back and carried those 7 dead bodies along with us, walked for 7 days, 7 nights with no rest, hardly any rest, maybe an hour's rest. And we came back to somewhere on the north of More. Yes, we were taken to this thing, and by that time, we were too dead tired. That was another wonderful experience. And till date, that complete team, out of that, few died in COVID. But we look after each other's families, especially the Jawans. We meet on, I think, 27 or 28 of December every year, or every alternate year. After COVID, we meet after about 20, maybe 2019 we didn't meet, 2020 we didn't meet. Yeah, we met in 2022. And this time also we will be going in December and meeting each other.
So after that operation, how do you think, how insensitive mentally you become? Like, what were the changes you had after that operation in your daily life? Means I'm sure that it impacted you. बहुत मतलब आपको बहुत बुरी तरह impact किया होगा उसने जो due to your operation. And how was that?
You don't become insensitive. You know, the other way to say it would be that you become more tough mentally. Instead of becoming sensitive, you become mentally tougher. Because then you actually realize what death is all about. And, you know, I have this thing saying, since you've been my student, you know, the only share which I always like, whether I pronounce it correctly or wrongly, it doesn't matter. Those incidents actually made me believe that there is nothing to regret in life. And if you remember, I used to क्या अभी भी मैं क्लास लेता हूँ तो उसमें एक चीज बोलता हूँ, वो शेर, वो शायद तेरे को भी याद होगा, हमको मिटा सके जमाना, ये जमाने में दम नहीं, जमाना हमसे है, हम जमाने से. So I feel that I became more sensitive towards death maybe. कि यार जैसे जिंदगी जी है वैसे ही मरना चाहता हूँ.
What is death?
बड़ा मुश्किल क्वेश्चन है यार, तो बाबे आंसर कर सकते हैं, बट आई विल ट्राई एन आंसर. Death is, I think, leaving this body. That's it. There's nothing else about death.
It affects your loved ones more, I think so. Yeah.
But then you don't know whether it affects your loved ones or anything that mattered to you. You know, you're part of that soul. It goes in. That's what we've been programmed, and I firmly believe in it. That the soul goes and merges itself in that ultimate soul. So I don't think we should feel कि अच्छा, nobody wants to die. Even I don't want to die. But whenever I die, I suppose that it'll be a very smooth transition. Nothing else.
So you had an early retirement.
I took PMR. Yeah. I became a medical category.
So how? What was the reason for that?
They did a surgery on my neck. They removed one of the vertebrae, C45.
What was the reason for that?
I don't know. I've been one of those very physically active. So maybe they said that my nerves started getting affected on my left side, which was correct also. I was under constant pain. I got up one day in the morning and I couldn't move my neck. Reasons, I don't know.
So how you were injured?
Can't pinpoint. When did I get this problem?
After any certain operation you've done, or like It was normally.
No operation I got injured. The operation which I did in Assam and in Burma I was absolutely fine. No injury.
So can you dive us more into any particular operation you have done, if you can?
I'll try and keep it to myself, son. There was another this thing where you can say I stayed with Ulfa for about one day. 3 days, 3 nights I was with them.
Wonderful, sir.
Not wonderful.
How was that?
It's very bad. Extremely bad.
As in?
As in, whatever, but it was. And I like to keep it to myself. That was very bad. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. And what saved me was, I still remember the guy whom I subsequently caught. His name was Punjab Singh or Vakil Singh. He was some Saikia. So I was there with him. I was, maybe you can say, yes, I think I have to come out with the truth. I was caught by Ulfa. So this guy, Punjab Singh or Vakil Singh, he was making a IED, improvised extra. So I told him the way you are going to do, though I was captive. So I told them that if you continue to do like this, this is surely going to explode. You lose your other arm also. He was also called Tunda because he didn't have one arm. So I don't know what happened. This was a place called Jonah 3. There was Jonah 1, 2, 3, 4. It was these were camps of Ulfa. So I was at Jonah 3 and they treated me with the utmost this thing, except some torture in the moment that they removed my nails and all. So I don't know what happened to him. They came to know that Abu Abu, they shouted, and he, while running away, just cut my rope, which was holding my hands and legs. I was in undies. I think I ran almost about 28 kilometers in those undies to reach one of the places, which was near. I didn't know which place it was. Which was that place? Chapakova. I've forgotten that place. Chapakova was the place, or Namsai. Yes, it was Namsai. I reached Namsai and found somebody. I found a trouser also, one of the villages. That's it. And that was actually bad memory.
Okay. So I'm sure that many bad memories while your tenures, that you've been caught, you've been nearly shorted, or you've been nearly
But that everybody goes through that. Yeah. Any Fauji who's this thing, worth his salt. And people are lucky. My only dream that people laugh at me when I say, but you also know that I always tell my students that I consider a guy lucky if he comes wrapped around in a tricolor. Yeah. I was not lucky enough. I'm sure if I would have been brought dead in a tricolor, would have been a matter of honor.
So but you are giving many officers to the nation. That's also. If you
ठीक है यार, मैं नहीं देता कोई और देता बेटा.
नहीं sir, अब अभी आप ना होते तो that won't make a.
You can say it. The only thing is that I'm very truthful towards I've been truthful towards my juniors always, and I'm very truthful as far as my teaching goes to kids and to kids' parents. That's it. That's the only difference between me and others. And the unfortunate part is that I don't sell myself, or fortunate because I have kids. Whatever kids I need, they're always there.
Can you describe any particular movement which were the best for you, like which was rewarding for you in the army, which you felt that this is the best moment of my life?
Oh yeah, getting into the army itself was the best moment for me. Wearing that uniform was my dream, and I think it was the best moment.
So now coming to the SSB parts and all that entry schemes in the army. So what advice would you give to the youngsters which are aspiring for the army?
Yeah, first of all, we didn't take any coaching or any training. The coaching and training has started because even if the government is hearing, I don't care. Because of the low standard of teachers. I know there might be a dharna tomorrow in front of my house, but I don't care. Uh, uh, because if teachers were very truthful to what is taught in the books of NCRT, I don't think academies like us would have been required. Academy, I'm thankful to those teachers, those who don't teach. That's all I can say.
Yes, true. So, how your life was shaped by the army after retirement means what effects your army life had on your civilian life?
Yeah, whatever I am today is only because of Forge. I am being very frank and blunt when I say that before I went after clearing my CDS examination, I had almost become a Charsia. I and I know people will not acknowledge what I'm saying, but it's always better to accept your weaknesses and move on. And that's what I learned. That there's no need to regret your past. There's no one out here in this world who has not done anything wrong or bad.
Right.
So why should I be ashamed of something wrong or bad which I have done? If I was ashamed that time, then I would have realized, yes. But now since I've done it, there's no point crying कि अच्छा मैं यार मेरे को नहीं करना चाहिए था.
So, how do you look back to that phase of your life, like when you said that you were doing these things, like how you look back to that? कि नहीं
Wonderful.
करनी चाहिए था, नहीं करना चाहिए था यार.
Hey, wonderful. I did that. I had no. That's what I say. No regrets, yeah. Enjoyed myself. When I was smoking a joint, I enjoyed. और लड़कियां मैंने कभी छेड़ी नहीं. मैंने सारे गलत काम किए एक्सेप्ट एक लड़की को छेड़ा उससे शादी हो गई.
फिर नहीं छेड़ा. Then you didn't had courage to किसी को छेड़ने की भी.
No, it's not that. I think the best things that happened to my life is my wife. I fell in love maybe at the age of 17. She was 16. It's more like what you see in movies, but with me it actually happened.
You found your love of your life
Yes.
at 17.
Yeah.
Were you preparing for these Air Force exams then, or
Yeah.
after that?
No, it is after I came back
Okay.
from my medically this thing. That's the time. Medical rejection. I came and joined. Our times it used to be till 11th. ND exam was done after 11th. So when I came back, I joined 12th.
So I have one more question that you were competing with the students of Sanar or Doon schools, which मतलब तब जो आर्मी में जाते थे उन schools में से, and you were from a government school in Muxar. So how was that preparation or how was that transition into मतलब आपने English कैसे सीखी और how you developed your personality for your SSBs?
Here I don't know why we lay so much of stress on personality. Personality has got to do with maybe it's the experience that is talking. Personality got more to do with the atmosphere, that is at home or school, your teachers. That's what they ask you to write in the psychologist self-description test. I think personality is all part of that. And I believe that personality development cannot take place over a period of 14 days or 20 days or 1 month. It's a continuous process. So, how did I compete with them? I never competed with them and I think the reason I got selected was that I actually was talented. I think I was the youngest. I think I was 14 and a half years old. When after 10th I went and fielded in a match, Ranji Trophy match, Punjab versus Haryana.
You were 14 and a half.
I was 14 and a half years. And cricket. Then I played all games. There's hardly a game other than basketball which I have not played.
Right.
Not that I have been exceptional or something, I've been lucky in games.
Wonderful.
And one of the best things I remember about games is games actually bring out your competitive spirit.
Yes.
So this thing was already there when I went for SSB, and I saw people from Sanar, PPS, Naba. But that time the crowd was actually very good from these
Yes,
schools,
sir.
Sainik School, military schools, and PPS, Naba, Sanar, because kids wanted to join Fauj. Now hardly anyone wants to join Fauj.
From those schools particularly.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
schools particularly.
yeah. It's a different tribe altogether.
It's not a different tribe. ये गलत फहमी है. In fact, they are more to be found more wanting as far as personality is concerned as on today. Something has gone amiss in these schools. Today you find people who are from Navodaya Vidyalaya, maybe other than English, that kid's personality is far better than, we tend to compare personality with the English, spoken
Yes,
English.
sir. With the language.
Yeah,
Right.
this is incorrect, not as in today. Yes, the only thing which I say and I tell people today is, यार तुम ये बात बोलते रहते हो. I tell my kids कि तुम ये बात बोलते रहते हो आज कंपटीशन बहुत है. किस चीज़ का कंपटीशन है भाई? आज 140 करोड़ बच्चे हैं हमारे, तो उसमें से कितने फौज के लिए जाते हैं एनडीए में? 5 लाख अपीयर, बट दी टोटल पॉपुलेशन टुडे इज 140 करोड़. 5 लाख पहले भी 2 लाख बच्चे अपीयर करते थे एनडीए के लिए हमारे टाइम पे. दी पॉपुलेशन वाज अबाउट मे बी 100 करोड़ or maybe little less than 100 crore. I don't have census figures on my tips. But अगर आप percentage देखोगे तो वही होगी. And that's what I said. There is no, don't blame it on the competition.
Sir, I've read a headline that in Indian Army today, they don't make officers like they used to do before.
This is ridiculous. Our coming generations, I'm sorry, are what we teach them. It's so easy to put the blame on the coming generation. Yes, I agree that they are more into, no, not more materialistic. The sense of fun and enjoyment is little different. But who gave them this mobile or their TV or anything? जब बच्चा रोता था, मेरा बेटा रोता था, मैं चल टीवी दिखा देता हूँ यार, मोबाइल दे देता हूँ. This is, if I have made my kids what they are, if they say personality development is part of your family, so why aren't parents taking the blame?
So what message you want to give to parents? Like how to develop their children's personality in a particular way?
I'll ask parents to take pride in themselves first and this culture. Not blame kids. That's unfortunate. Don't blame the kids. Kids are what we made them. That's what every parent says. Na? Then why don't we accept the mistakes which kids are doing?
So while in the army, you were also trained as a psychologist.
I was not trained as a psychologist. I went to do these. I in fact, courtesy DRDO that I just attended the course, right? And it was an eye-opener. That course, yes, I agree. I was not detailed by the army or anyone. So I won't say that, yes, I did the psychologist course. Courtesy, DIPR and because I was serving in DRDO.
Okay. So that story is also missing, sir. DRDO, how you went into that and how
No,
you
that ये story थोड़ी है. ये तो you can call incidents of my life. I was posted to Chandigarh in Sase, Snow Avalanche Study Establishment, DRDO. General Sharma was the director. I believe and I think I've seen many journals, but I am yet to come across a person like General Sharma. One of the best I have served with. And if I had a way of grading the generals, I would rate General Gautam, General Dhaliwal, B.S. Dhaliwal, General B.C. Joshi, then General Sharma. But for me, an ideal is General Gautam.
So you were in service while Kargil happened?
Yes, I was in service.
How was that?
I went from Sase to Dras. I wanted to be there. Nothing else. I was there in Dras during that time.
Any experience that you want to share with us?
फिर यार अगर तुम लड़ाई के बीच में और लड़ाई ना करो, what experience would it be? You see, I went from this. Then there was, in fact, one of the companies of my regiment which was constructing the mule track. interacted with my boys and this thing. Good fun.
So, can you light our viewers on the entry schemes of Indian Army, Indian Air Force, and Navy? And
Entry schemes.
yes, sir. Which were the entry schemes?
First is after 12th. That is NDA. That's a UPSC exam. Then you have TES, Technical Entry Scheme, as far as Navy and Army is concerned. That is Technical Entry Scheme after class 12. The cutoff, though they say now it has been brought down to 60, but you have to clear the JE mains also, certain cutoff.
Yeah.
So you go for that. Next after 12th, no, after 12th there is nothing. Then after graduation or while you are in the final year, a person should appear. During graduation you have FCAT and CDS and INET. Now INET is something which has started just about 2-3 years back. It is something like FCAT but for Navy. And TGC after doing your engineering, technical graduate course. Then special entry, C certificate. I think that's all. I suppose I have covered all.
So, coming back to SSB, how is the selection procedure there, and what are the key traits which are assessed during interview?
There is a set of qualities, those set of which Fauji divides that do you have it in you when they say it's about attitude, right? Now, what happens is you are judged for certain set of qualities. So, I'll give you in nutshell, these are qualities of mind, then qualities of heart, then qualities of a leader or leadership qualities, and then qualities of limbs. There are about 15 officer-like qualities which are there. So, you are assessed only for those, whether it is by the psychologist or by the GTO or by the IO. All three are looking for same set of qualities.
So, we in India, I think we lack leaders. And what are the qualities we should inculcate in students so that they can be leaders of tomorrow?
Everyone has one or two leadership qualities. The unfortunate part about India is that we tend to throw up negative role models. The best of people get finished much earlier than they should have finished. Whether it is Fauji or outside, maybe it's the rating system which has diluted the quality of a leader. But leadership, the way leadership is changing these days, it is at leadership at the rate of leadership. And if I am a leader, the only quality that a leader today needs to possess is spot the leaders amongst people who are below you. The job is done.
So, do you think reading books means change your personality?
It is counter question to you. You also. Why are you people not fond of reading? I see that this is one hobby which is just not being inculcated in kids. Why are kids not prepared to read? It is not necessary that you read the books which are in syllabus here. That you don't have a choice, but you have a choice reading other books. And reading actually gives you different perspectives. Perception develops because of reading. And they say that I'm not restricting myself to English novels. Read any book, whether it is in Punjabi but get into the habit of reading. Biggest advice coming from me to a leader or to a leader who wants to be is read. Get into the habit of reading. It's a must.
So, can you suggest some books to our viewers which they can start with?
Yeah, this thing is very diverse. I would, मेरे को पता लगा कि मेरी धुनाई कर दी लोगों ने. I would tell them that, like I tell most of the people, read Gita, read Guru Granth Sahib. यार जिन चीज़ों को तुम नतमस्तक होके प्रणाम करते हो, why don't you read them? Why do तुम करते क्यों हो? ये तभी पता चल सकता है when you read these two things, Gita, Guru Granth Sahib. And I thank my father, late father. While dying, just few days before that, he told me कि बेटे गीता जरूर पढ़ना और गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जरूर पढ़ना. We are, because I know some people might get offended. Guru Granth Sahib is not a private property of any individual. It's a philosophy, yaar. Similarly is Gita. It's a philosophy. Please read it like a philosophy. And थोड़ा अपनी सोच बदलेगी, अपने आप बदलेगी. अगर आप लोगों को लगता है ये बहुत ड्रैब है, and most of the kids whom I taught and they started reading, कहते हैं बड़ी boring है, ये है. So then read something which is interesting. Like I feel read military history books, read military heroes. अच्छी stories हैं वो. Then read my favorite author is Ayn Rand. Fountainhead, Atlas Shrugged. Yes. And then there is a book which I want everyone to read. It's by Gerald Seymour. It's Archangel. It's a story about Michael Holovich, a Russian, how he spent time in Siberia. And I remember one thing from his, this thing is, everybody asked him, why, you know that you are sure to die. Why are you time and again trying to escape? He says the difference between a human being and anything else in the world is that human being is the only one, in spite of knowing that he is going to get defeated, will continue to fight.
So what message you want to give our viewers?
But don't regret anything in life here. Enjoy yourself. Work hard. Enjoy hard.
Thank you for coming, sir. It's been wonderful time spent with you.
It's an honor, son, to be here in Fauji days. I wish it all the best in time to come. Thank you so much.